We got a Nigerian super chat. Let's take a look here. Nigerian super chat is only 27 cents. So I don't even count it. It doesn't even register on the Richter scale for me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most infamous figures in online streaming. A man who has built his reputation less on skill or entertainment value and more on his ability to frustrate, alienate, and outright insult the very people who support him. We're talking about Phil Burnell, better known as DSPGaming. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, Dark Side Phil, often referred to as DSP, was once a pretty popular figure in the early days of YouTube gaming. Back when Let's Plays were fresh and new, Phil managed to carve out a niche for himself, gaining a loyal audience and pulling in solid views. However, as YouTube and streaming evolved, so did the expectations of audiences. Content creators had to adapt, innovate, and change with the times to stay relevant. And while many of DSP's former contemporaries successfully transitioned into the modern landscape of gaming content, Phil did not. Instead of evolving with the times, he doubled down on an outdated approach, refusing to change his content or improve his streaming setup. Rather than investing in better production quality, interacting with his community in a positive way, or even making a genuine effort to be entertaining, DSP settled into a new, much more unfortunate role, that of a professional beggar. And that's not even an exaggeration. These days, his streams are less about gameplay or engagement and more about pressuring his viewers into funding his lifestyle. The way he does this is actually incredible to watch in a train wreck kind of way. He constantly reminds viewers of financial goals he needs to hit during a stream, often going on long-winded rants about how he needs contributions just to keep the lights on.
But we got to hit 50 goals, right? Right now we're at 42. We get another goal tonight, we'll be at 43, and then we get closer and closer. I figure the earliest we can do this is Sunday. Like if let's say we hit a goal tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 Friday, right? Then we'd be so close that maybe we could even do it on Sunday. Because remember, Saturday is my day off. If we hit extra goals, we might do it, we might get it going. But we'll see how it goes tonight. Please support the stream tonight.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he frequently guilt trips his audience, making it sound like if they don't donate enough, his entire life is going to come crashing down. Now, begging for donations on stream isn't exactly unheard of. Plenty of streamers encourage donations or provide incentives for financial support, but the way DSP does it is what really makes him stand out. He doesn't offer much in return for the support, doesn't seem to put in extra effort to make his content worth the money people give him. And worst of all, he actually insults his viewers for not giving enough. And that brings us to the most recent controversy surrounding DSP. This one really takes the cake because it perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with his approach to streaming. Recently, during one of his live streams, DSP received a super chat donation from a viewer in Nigeria. The donation was 400 naira, which, due to exchange rates, converts to around 27 cents in US dollars. Now, for most streamers, any donation, big or small, is typically met with some level of gratitude. Even if it's not a significant amount of money in the US, a donation is still a gesture of support. But DSP's response was, well, let's just say it wasn't what you'd expect from someone who relies on donations to make a living. Instead of simply thanking the viewer, DSP outright dismissed the contribution, saying,
So your 400 Nigerian super chat is only 27 cents. So I don't even count it. It doesn't even register on the Richter scale for me. So that's just a waste of time.
But he didn't stop there. When another viewer gifted a membership, also in Nigerian currency, he responded with,
Oh, now we got a Nigerian gifted membership. Are you kidding me? What is that worth? Like 2 cents? Are you kidding me? A Nigerian membership? Come on. A Nigerian membership. Wow. That doesn't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't. I'm sorry.
I mean, wow. The level of entitlement in those statements is just staggering. Not only does he insult the person who took the time to donate, but he completely disregards the fact that the value of money isn't the same in every country. Now, let's put this into perspective. The average salary in Nigeria varies depending on the source, but estimates suggest that many people earn somewhere between $10 and $20 per month. If we take a rough middle ground of $15 per month, that means 400 naira is actually a significant portion of someone's monthly earnings. To put that into US terms, imagine if someone making $62,000 a year donated 2% of their monthly salary. That would be over $100. But even if the average salary in Nigeria were double or triple those estimates, it would still be a meaningful contribution. And the craziest part? It shouldn't even matter. The amount isn't what's important. It's the support itself. If you're making money off your viewers, you should be grateful for any donation, no matter how small. The fact that DSP dismisses donations that don't meet some arbitrary threshold just shows how little he values his own audience. He doesn't see them as people who support him because they enjoy his content. He sees them as walking ATMs, and if they don't give enough, they're not worth acknowledging. But here's the thing. This isn't even the first time he's done something like this. DSP has a long history of berating his viewers for not donating enough. There have been countless instances of him interrupting gameplay to go on extended rants about how he isn't making enough money, how he's struggling to pay bills, and how his audience needs to step up and contribute. It's gotten to the point where his streams are almost entirely centered around begging for donations. And let's not forget the allegations about how he manages his finances. Over the years, multiple reports have come out suggesting that DSP has racked up significant debt, with some claiming that he spent absurd amounts of money on mobile games. If that's true, it just makes his constant financial woes even harder to sympathize with. It's one thing to be struggling financially due to circumstances beyond your control. It's another thing entirely to be blowing money on microtransactions while simultaneously demanding that your viewers bail you out. But perhaps the most baffling thing in all of this is that DSP still has supporters. Despite everything, despite all the controversies, despite all the times he's insulted and belittled his own audience, there are still people out there who willingly give him money. And honestly, I just don't get it. At this point, it's not even about the fact that he's not particularly entertaining. There are plenty of streamers who aren't great at what they do, but still have a loyal fan base. The issue is that DSP has zero respect for his supporters. He doesn't appreciate them. He doesn't interact with them in a meaningful way. He just demands money, and when he doesn't get enough, he lashes out. So why do people still support him? Is it out of pity? Is it some kind of weird Stockholm Syndrome situation where longtime fans just can't bring themselves to walk away? I honestly don't know. But if you're someone who regularly gives money to DSP, I genuinely have to ask, why? What are you getting out of it? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like he's giving you nothing in return. At the end of the day, DSPGaming is a cautionary tale. He's someone who had a real shot at long-term success, but squandered it through sheer arrogance and refusal to adapt. Instead of taking responsibility for his decline, he's blamed everyone else: YouTube, Twitch, his audience, and even the gaming industry itself. But the truth is, his downfall was entirely self-inflicted. And as long as he continues to treat his viewers like a personal ATM, things aren't going to get any better for him. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Do you think DSP will ever change, or is he doomed to keep repeating the same cycle?